Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the round 4 review, and boy oh boy, what a shambolic round it was. I just this is the shit of Supercoach, right? Like funnily enough, last week could have been this bad as well, but thankfully Ruben Garrick took us out of the mire. This week though, just a lot of stuff went wrong. You can probably tell who I captained, and as the title will probably suggest, he's probably on the never again list. Although I do say that there'll be a time when the draw is just too good. He's looking fit, and you just have to start with him. But far out, man. The one silver lining. So we scored 1,046. Round rank of 74,000. Can you look at that? We dropped 5,500 spots, which is a lot, but it was a low scoring round in general. I think the highest scoring team for the week was only like 1,380. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. Compared to other weeks, you were seeing like 1,600s, high 15s, like across the board. This week, it was a low scoring week. It was a wet weather. It was wet weather throughout. And the other silver lining for us was that none of the other major captains really killed it. So that is the only thing that saved us. But let's have a look. And I mean, the other thing, fucking Adam Dewey also got ruled out. We'll talk about that. In a second. But let's go through. So, once again, started Starling, 44 points. He downgraded a bit. He was on like 50, but unfortunately downgraded. I'm starting to get a little annoyed. I mean, it's still fine. Like, even, honestly, he might start losing a bit of cash, but if he's scoring like 45 to 50 every week, it's honestly fine. Like, there's not many dummy halves that are doing very well. The cheapies are sort of the ones that are actually scoring the points, which is funnily enough. But yeah, Starling 44 points. He only played. He played a few more minutes. I thought he played less than that. 57 minutes. I thought he played closer to 50. Honestly. That's actually pretty good, because it was obviously very hot, very humid in Townsville. It was a scorcher. So Starling, I mean, all the players were out on their feet. So Starling getting back up there. I mean, I'd love to see him get back up to the more like 60 to 70. I think, like, I know Owen Paddy looks very good, but Starling looks incredible. Like, he is looking the best dummy half in the comp to start the year, in my opinion. He's looking fantastic. So hopefully Stewart starts giving him a few more minutes. If he doesn't, it's still fine. 45 to 50, it's still very good. And obviously he's got some attack in him. He could jag a try or a line break here and there. Pete Mamazula, 64 points. The cheapie that honestly I thought we'd have to get rid of is starting to put out some very good points. 64 against Penrith in 79 minutes. I don't know why he didn't play the 80. I don't know if that's a graphical bug or something. I don't know. I thought he played the full 80 minutes, but yeah, I mean, he's punching at 80 minutes. The base is good. He's getting a little bit more of a run to his game. So let's have a look. At the stats, how did he go? Okay, so yeah, he got 2 try assists. When did he get 2 try assists? Oh, that's right, he did get 2 try. So I really thought they would take one of them off him. I thought the first one was a bit, they've taken, I think, a lot of try assists off dummy halves exactly like that. The second one I think was pretty fair. The first one though, I thought he just literally passed it, and the I can't remember who scored, but he did most of the work. So obviously, yeah, 2 try assists is definitely going to help with 2 line break assists. Still 37 tackles, obviously a bit down on what he can do in 80 minutes. 5 missed tackles hurts a little bit. Basically no, also... Oh, fuck, that's right. He got sin bin. He got sin bin in the final minute. Oh, that's all. I forgot about that. That's why he played 79 minutes. That's very funny, actually. So, I mean, there's a good and bad thing, because obviously I didn't play him, so it was sort of like, oh, that's nice, so we didn't miss out on like 70 odd points. But yeah, that makes sense. I was like, how do you only get 64 with 2 tries? But yeah, he didn't run the ball much. He was starting to pick it up a little bit more, but yeah, against Penrith. But yeah, dummy half's doing a fantastic job. The front row forwards, Payne Haas, Terrell May, Naf White. Oh baby, the little offload for the line break assist. You love to see it. What were the minutes like for Nafahu White? He looked great. Like, he looks really good. So, that's good signs. Only 50 minutes? It's still... I guess this is on par with all the forwards back. In round 1, he only played 50. When all the forwards came back, he only played 50. I would like that to bump up to 55. But, like, just as like a football sense as well. Not even really Supercoach related. I mean, obviously Supercoach as well. But he looks far and away the Roosters' best go forward. Very, very solid. So... I think he should be playing more minutes, but, you know, it is what it is. He probably does play more minutes this week, because every chance Lenu could be suspended, maybe. I don't know. And then also, is Victor Radley out with a cheekbone injury, potentially? So, good news for Naf White if that happens. But, yeah, he's been absolutely on fire. South Sydney this week, pretty good forward pack to come up against. Emre Guler, 35 points. So, back down to earth for Emre Guler. I wasn't really paying too much attention to him in this one. How many minutes did he play? It didn't seem like a lot. He still played 50 minutes. Okay. I mean, still 50 minutes. I thought maybe the minutes were down because of the signing of Clemmer. Obviously, Clemmer started, Couchman off the bench. But, no, he still played 50 minutes. It was just... just a poor score. Not many tackles. Only 26 compared to like 40 and 35. Only the one miss. A few more points in hit-ups. No offloads. Obviously, that hinders the scoring. And... error penalty. Where's the tackle bus? I only got one tackle bus in the first round. But yeah, okay. I still think Gula could be on the chopping block this week, because we have got... We got changes to make. Oh my god, just thinking about the trades, dude. My head is going to explode. But as you can see, Olakau'atu 62 will take it. He honestly looked... That was one of those games where Olakau'atu looked so much better than a 62. He was causing havoc. I think it was just the... Like, I was watching the game, obviously. I was fucking hate watching it, but I was fucking fuming. But I feel like I didn't see Olakau'atu make a single tackle. I'm really curious to see how many tackles he made, because apparently 17, which is... I thought it'd be even less. He only made 14 with 4 missed tackles against Canberra. 17. I mean, this is why we like Olakau'atu, though, because he doesn't make many tackles and he runs the ball a lot, which is far better for Supercoach scoring. But yeah, 17... so 13 points with the missed tackles, a ton of tackle breaks. He got the line break. I actually think, honestly, 7 tackle busts I think is a little unders. I feel like in that one run he did like 5 tackle busts. Like, I don't know. There's definitely times where like a player falls off Olakau'atu and I feel like they don't class as a tackle bust, which, I don't know. It is what it is. And then, yeah, plenty of runs, which is still good. Got to be happy there. Tino for Sormawali, obviously. Oh my god, I'm curious. I feel like, I don't know what it is. I reckon he has negative 12 in missed tackles. I reckon is negative 12 in missed tackles for Tino in this one. Where the hell is it? Oh, it's here. That's right. Season stats. Fantasy. He got the try. Negative 7. I thought it'd be more than that, honestly. Tino can be a little frustrating at times. Obviously, I'm glad I brought him in. The person we traded out, again, we'll talk about him later. But I'm still glad he's got the try. He's a try scorer. He's Fanua Blake. Like, he just fucking annoys your non-owners because he just scores tries. The base is still good, but he does sometimes he gets a little bit too fired up and he's racing out the line. And it's just like, as a Supercoach owner, I'm like, please stop. Like, one, he's fatiguing himself by doing that, but then also he comes up with a lot of, like, you know, negative points. I thought it'd be more than seven if I'm honest, but yeah, 28 tackles, tackle bust, line break, plenty of hit ups, only one error, no penalties surprisingly, but yeah, it was one of those games where he didn't have any offloads, did he? Yeah, no offloads, also a bit of a down thing for Tino, but obviously glad we brought him in. Trading out Preston. Don't even start. Corey Hawes was 65. Great guns, what can you say? He has been a little fucking... He's been a little over the top with his play. I think, I don't know, Ricky might start to get him to rein it in a little bit, like just the movement, like the running backwards and stepping and just offloading. I think, I don't know, if they start losing a couple of games, I could see Horsburgh put it away slightly, but I don't know, that's the way he plays. I think you got to take the good with the bad with Corey. Matty Nicholson, 45 points. He downgraded a bit as well. He was on like 50. It's good and bad for Nicholson. Like, he looked good. Like, I feel like at half time he was on about 30 points. He had a few runs and he almost like had a tackle bust like every run. He looked really dangerous, but then yeah, throughout the rest of the game, like, just didn't have many runs, which is obviously the concern. It was obviously, again, it's strange. It was strange rotation here. I've got to be honest, I was very shocked that he played the full 80. Like, in those conditions, obviously Stewart likes him a lot, but yeah, Simi Sasungi came on, and then Nicholson went to the middle, where he didn't score like any points. I feel like he didn't get like any points for like the last 20 minutes of the game. So, I feel like this could have easily been like 55, 60, but he didn't like touch the ball. I feel like he didn't like make a single tackle for like the last 10, 15. But yeah, I thought he looked dangerous. So the tries will come. I'm still happy with the trade in of Matty Nicholson. Obviously, again, Alex Seyfarth decided to, go straight through, set up a try, you beauty. But it is what it is. I mean, the Warriors obviously not the strongest team in the comp. The Tigers, I don't think they're going to continue to score that many points, honestly. But we'll see. I still like the Seyfarth to Nicholson trade. Obviously, on paper, it looks terrible this week, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Lockie Hubner will be back, which will be good. I mean, I'm not going to be playing him, but it's obviously nice. He's going to start making cash, and then Simpkins obviously are cheap enough. Halfbacks, obviously Sanders Smith, 57. Looked good. Once again, looked good. Looked threatening. Again, I feel like he could have had more in this game. Like, there were definitely chances that were close to like half line breaks and this and that, but 57 you'll take, and I'm happy to play him on good matchups, honestly. Nathan Cleary will be back this week, so that is great. Although, the way things are going this year, we should just fucking trade him out because holding players has not worked out. Luke Metcalf with a 54 with a bounce back. Adam Dewey with the late fucking out. The round couldn't have got worse. I was out doing stuff, and then I was able to switch on the footy, started watching it. I was watching the Tigers, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is their backline? I thought I saw Dewey on the wing, and then I'm like, nah, that's not Dewey. Then I realized, Dewey's not fucking there. Skelton was out. I thought, obviously, there's no issue with Dewey. Dewey's gone. And then I go on Twitter later, and yeah, he was a late out in the fucking warm-up. Did his fucking groin, what do you do, groin, I think? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't quite believe it. It wouldn't, like, the thing is, like, even if I knew before time, there was nothing I could do. Like, the only player who hadn't played... Yeah, honestly, I don't think I could have done anything unless it was like an early injury. Obviously, we had all the play like Iongi. The only players who didn't play, Iongi, who played early, Purdue played early, and Emre Gulo and Pete Mamazoulis played early. So unless we knew way ahead of time, then yeah, but fuck me. Like, I was like, what are you doing to me? So obviously with the flex, like, it worked out okay for the most part. So we I guess his score dropped out, obviously, and we just got, I don't even know. I think obviously our lowest score was, it wasn't Turbo because he was our captain, so he scored 48. I think our lowest was Torpicki in our starters. I guess Torpicki and Arthurs, but yeah, whatever. It was just one of those weeks. It was one of those rounds. I was fucking hoping it was going to finish. I was really hoping it was going to finish. Ruben Gary with a 61, you'll take. Again, it could have been more. He looked pretty good still. Feel pretty good. I know I've seen a few people discuss trading out Garrick. They do have a tough run coming up, but I don't know. Garrick for me is just a set and forget. Like, he's not going to really be in the frame for Origin. And I will say, someone in the comment section pointed it out. I had no idea the major buys are 12, 15, and 18, right? Is that what they are? I know it's 12 for sure. And then, yeah, 15 and 18. So I think Gary plays in all of them. Yeah, Gary plays all of them, and yeah, he's not going to get picked for Origin. I think he's very good, but he's not going to get picked for Origin, so I think Garrick is an absolute hold. If he has a bit of a tough month, fucking whatever. There's more issues. I know it's a fair way out from Origin, but obviously I think this is the point where you start having a bit of a look. Players you're bringing in, if it's like a 50-50, if they're definitely not playing Origin, I would go with the guy that has a good draw over Origin and not playing. So, one to consider now, I think. Coming into round 5, I think it's one to consider for sure. It comes up pretty quick. Jesse Arthurs with the 37. I mean, it's fine. Like, honestly, it's fine. Obviously, we can see here my boy Shibazaki with 116. It could have easily been Arthurs with the ton. It was all Shibazaki this time. Arthurs, honestly, his base is up a bit. The Broncos still have a really good run coming up. It would be great if he could bang out a big score soon, so he can make a bit more cash quickly. I still think Arthurs for me. So the Bronx, they don't play the first major bye. I mean, I don't know. Tigers, Roosters, Warriors, Dogs. Maybe after the Warriors, you could look to jump off Arthurs. Obviously, depending who you want to bring in, depending on the price. But Dogs, Penrith, obviously tough. Then you have a couple of pretty good games, but it's around Origin, so I think it's not a bad time to jump off Arthurs, but hopefully he can make a bit more cash. Tane Torpicki, 37. I love him as a player, but unfortunately the Warriors, their attack is just fucking awful out to the wingers. It's just so bad. So I was hoping that he was going to switch to the left side without Tuivasa-Sheck, but obviously Kossi came in on the left. Tuipiki stayed on the right, but it is what it is. I do want to look at one thing. So, he didn't get the try assist for that incredible try to the young buck at the Warriors. What a try that was. But Tuipiki, the way they award try assists, I think he probably deserved it. He did update a few points, so I wonder, what did he get? They gave him the try contribution. Few tackles, few tackle bust. What's that? Oh, ineffective offloads. Yeah, all they gave him was the try contribution. Now that's okay. So that's fine if they gave nobody the try assist. I don't know how did he get the fucking line break assist? But I want to see before we go on here, Ali Leatawa. I'm pretty sure, and it's going to piss me off, I'm pretty sure they gave him the fucking try assist and line break assist, which I'm mad. Ali. So he only scored 44 points, but I'm pretty sure they fucking gave him the line breaking try assist. Let's have a quick squiz. 12 points in try assist. And the 8 points in the 20-point play right there. Excuse me, fucking what? So I know there's been a lot of conjecture about the try assist now, and there's been talks like whoever sets up the space, right, and in like a bubble, you might be like, okay, Ali Leotoa took a few steps out of dummy half, passed it, and created the 3-on-2. But that's fucking bullshit, because if you watch the game, Tuapiki comes from the open side, he calls for the ball, goes down the blind side, creates the 3-on-2. He's the one that passes it to fucking who was it, Varmaga or Halasima? I can't remember which one it was. But whoever it was, he was only passed to cop the hit, and he doesn't get fucking gets try contribution. Ali Leotoa did nothing. He passed it. Tuapiki did all the work, bro. Like, I know it's not much, although it is a bit. Like, if that, I mean, Tuapiki almost goes to 50. Well, actually, he would have been over 50, and I'm like, seriously? Like, the whole week was a shit show, and I watched that play, I'm like, oh, you beauty, Tuapiki's got a try assist here. No, they give it to Leotoa, who did nothing in the play, bro. Like, Tuapiki came from the open. Enough. There's enough gone wrong with this week. The 20 points, fucking who cares? It's irrelevant, but I'm still mad. Robert Toya, 45 points. I feel like there's a big game coming out for Toya still. He obviously went well in the round one, but surely there's some attacking upside to him at some point. I feel like he's had a couple of chances, but he squandered it. Still 45, you'll take. And then obviously Shibazaki, 116. And our boy Jackson Purdue, 51. Starting to look, I don't know, he's starting to look pretty good, Jackson Purdue. So I feel pretty good about the hold of Purdue. Then we look at our fullback. So bringing in Clint Gutherson, honestly, it's fine. It was the big sort of decision, Pappenhausen versus Gutho, or do I hold the trade and just keep Ponga? Honestly, now it sort of works out well, because with Trebojevic going down, we can just go straight back to Ponga, and we were able to get in a guy that's going to make a bunch of cash. But I was definitely tempted to just hold Ponga, but then I was like, you know what? We'll take the money. And this is the thing that shits me, right? It's just Supercoach, because last year there were many chances throughout the season where like there was a great trade in, but I was like, you know what? I'm happy with the team. I'm just going to hold. I'm going to wait. And it didn't work. Like, it didn't work at all. Like, the players I didn't bring in ended up scoring great, and then they got too expensive and I couldn't bring in. Like, that was sort of the way I played. I played more defensive last year. I was holding trades, but this year I've gone the opposite, and I'm going trade heavy, and it's done the opposite now. It's fucking backfired badly. The points lost this week, I don't even want to think about it. With Preston Seyfarth, and I mean, it's like, I guess it's shit me both ways. I kept Trebojevic, and he's fucking gone, and then I brought the other guys in, and they fucking dogged me. But it is. I'm still happy with the team overall. It's not too shabby. Isaiah Iongi, 35 points. Could have had a little late try assist there, through a forward pass. I actually, a bit of a hot take. I'm pretty keen to hold Iongi for the foreseeable future. Now, obviously, I do hope that Moses is back soonish. Unfortunately, I think it's still a ways away. But I don't know. I just feel like holding Iongi. I mean, at the moment, the fullbacks, like, they're in shambles. Like, Trebojevic injured. Ponga had a shocker, but I still think Ponga's really good. Latrell Mitchell will be back, but, I mean, there's still the injury concern there. The fullbacks are just not what we thought they would be at the start of the year. So I don't hate the idea of holding Iongi, and just I think it'll be a bit of a pod play to hold him. A lot of people are going to jump off, which I understand, but I just think that if you hold Iongi, I still think there's some big scores even if Moses isn't playing. I mean, they take on the Dragons this week at Combat. It's a pretty good matchup, honestly. But then when Moses comes back, I gotta be honest, I'm pretty keen to have Iongi. I just think he can score really well, but I don't know. We'll cross that bridge. Obviously, at the moment, for me, he's not a trade out at all. We got other players to trade, so it's fine. But let's have a look at the trade outs. Also, the Trbojevic thing. Oh, brother. Again, I sit down to watch the game. Trbojevic comes running out with fucking strapping on his knee. I think it was his right knee he had the strapping on originally. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember. It was one of them. And as soon as I saw that, I fucking shit myself. I was like, no, in the great words of Gus Gould. But he had the strapping on. I was like, fuck, dude. Is he going to make it to half-time? He did make it to half-time, but apparently it's come out that there was an incident at training. Oh, it was all very funny. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Apparently a knock to the knee, whatever. He had strapping, couldn't believe it. But then, fucking, I don't know, what was it, 20, 30 minutes into the game? He gets strapping on the other knee, and he apparently heard a pop, and he's done his MCL, which obviously isn't the worst thing to do as a footy player, but I mean, with the track record and just injury history, it's not good. But like, I just you wouldn't read about it, bro. Like the hemi's fine, I guess. Like I thought he was moving pretty good, and then the strapping on the knee, and then he fucking does his other knee. And just as soon as he got the other one strapped up and I saw him run, I fucking couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And then on top of that, he fucking could have scored a try. He fucking could have just scored. Like, he had the try line there. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't think he would have got the try assist for that one. I think they luckily gave him the try assist for the first try, but the one where he could have scored, I don't know, he might have got like a try contribution, but he could have got the try. So if he did that, all of a sudden he scores, I don't know, he gets like 40 odd points. And it's like, okay, that's bad, but it's like, you know, it is what it is. You can cop it, but 24, Tommy, what are you doing to me? And then when he had his fucking both knees strapped up, Ethan Bullimore gets into the backfield and Trbojevic fucking pins the ears back. He gets himself in position, surprisingly, but there was cover defense there. Bullimore throws it. He cops the shot, drops the footy, negative points, gets nothing for the run. He's gone. Fucking put down the glasses. Tommy's out of here. But, yeah, can't quite believe it. I think he is on the never again. I think he just is. For a couple of reasons. One, like, the ceiling for players just isn't quite what it used to be. I mean, Tommy's not going to get like 180 to 200 again. I don't think. It could happen. Obviously, it can happen. But the ceilings for players is definitely like not as high as what it once was a couple of years ago. So, you know, taking the punt on captaining him now, and I know I did, but like, it was just like the fact that there were no other massive scores that people captained, so it was a great chance to take the punt on Trbojevic, because I was like, worst case scenario, he doesn't look great, he looks a bit lame, he might score 40 to 50, have a bit of a shocker, but 24 points, I wasn't quite expecting him to do his other fucking knee and get injured like that, but I just think, yeah, it's just not, you just can't go there, like yeah, whatever. Regardless, it does now give us a very easy trade back to Ponga. Looking at our team, again, the dummy halves are set. They're fine. Obviously, one of these guys could definitely be upgraded at some point, but what does round 12 look like? So, the Raiders play, and the Rabbitohs don't. So you could look at upgrading a Mamazoulis at some point. Either one, but it would be nice to have, you know, a decent dummy half for that first buy if you can. It's not like a pressing issue to have a stack of numbers for the buys. I've definitely work that out. I feel like the last couple of years I've gone a little too heavy on buy plays, and it just plot is getting like 40 to 50. It doesn't move the needle. Like you just have to target the big the upside plays in the buys. So for round 12, obviously it's a ways away, but if you're looking at the upside plays, I mean you'd look at a Garrick, maybe you look at fucking Preston. Fuck. There's not honestly the first buy. I still think Nico Hines, and I guess someone like Tedesco, but I don't know. I mean, with Edwards getting injured and stuff, is there every chance that Tedesco comes back in? I don't know. We'll see. But there's not too many standouts in that first buy for sure. But we'll see what happens with Origin. It's a ways away. But yeah, the dummy halves is what it is. The front row, rock solid. I think Gula. I still think I'm probably going to get rid of Gula this week. Like, we got a bunch of cash to spend. We gotta fucking use the cash. Obviously, looking back on it, if we didn't trade out, we just didn't have to trade out fucking Preston. Or we could have held Preston or Seyfarth and traded Gula to Tino, but I don't know. Gula had a zero break even. And also, so the Preston thing. Now, I can't say that I would have changed my decision, but obviously I didn't know he was going to the left side of the field, where that's all the good footy goes to the left. He looked unbelievable. On the right-hand side, he catches an absolute fucking cold, but this week he fucking goes to the left. I was like, I couldn't believe it. It's just... Oh, you gotta love and hate Supercoach, bro. You gotta love and hate it. Again, I don't know if that would have changed my mind, but it would have given me something to think about, and I might have. Because most teams just attack better to the left. I think Manly are like the one exception, or like one of the very few exceptions that attack far better to the right-hand side. But most teams do like to go right to left, which I guess makes sense. Like, most players are right-handed, so their right to left passing is crisper. I'm a lefty, so I always think left to right is the way to go. But yeah, a lot of players probably prefer to pass that way as well. So it's one thing to factor in. But yeah, fucking Pressing going to the left looks like an absolute monster. Like, fuck. And it was against the Sharks as well. Like, oh, dude. But yeah, the forward pack is still really good. We would definitely... There's a couple of guys in the back row. Eli Katoa, definitely on the list. I think a little expensive. Also, Angus Crichton is getting to a decent price. I was half tempted. Like, fuck, do I just go Gula back to Preston? But no, I don't think I can do it. I hate it too much, and I do think there's other good guys. Like, there's still other good targets like Eli Katoa. I still think Katoa is probably the biggest target, and then Crichton is also very good. Even if Fafita, I guess. And Fafita could be great because there's every chance he doesn't play Origin again. Like, Billy obviously doesn't particularly like Fafita, so honestly, getting Fafita... He might be the go if he starts getting the starting spot. But yeah, that's fine. The halfbacks, obviously Cleary being back, that's a big plus. Sanders Smith, he'll still make money. The 5'8". Now, with Dewey getting injured, I gotta be honest, I think I just hold Metcalf. Like, Metcalf for me now, he might hover. He could go down 50k, he could go up 50k. But honestly, holding Metcalf, I think, is fine. Like, he plays the first bye. He plays the backup game, which is also handy. He's actually got a pretty good run after the Storm and Bronx. Like, Newcastle, Cowboys, Dragons, Dolphins, Canberra, South. It's not bad. And you can just play him on matchups because he's shown, like, against weaker opposition, he can score points. Against better defense, he's going to struggle. Adam Dewey, on the other hand, fucking out injured. So I'm like, I might as well just get rid of Dewey for... I mean, Jaden Campbell is the target for sure. So we could just go Dewey straight to Campbell this week. We'll see if we do that. The back line, Ruben Garrick, set and forget. Arthur's obviously he'll be a trade out at some point. Not yet. Robert Toya, honestly, I'm very happy to hold him still. Greg Marju is back this week, so he is, set and forget. Tuapicky's got to go. As much as I love him, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to trade out Tuapicky. Chance is going to get fucking injured, and then Tuapicky's going to go to fullback, and I'm going to fucking lose my shit. I don't think I can hold him any longer. I mean, you could. He's got an 80 break even. He just doesn't see the football. I love him as a player so much, though. That's the thing that's really grinding my fucking gears. But yeah, I think we have to get rid of him. I know a lot of people are like getting rid of Arthurs now. I think for me, obviously Tuapicky's the way to go. Shibazaki's going to make a bunch more cash, and then Jackson Purdue also is very solid. Gutho, again, so I didn't really talk much about Gutho. Obviously, the 47 is like, it's a bit underwhelming, but like it was terrible conditions against Melbourne. Like they did win, which is fucking crazy, but it's I'm fine with that. Like, I wasn't expecting the world bringing him in this week. It was one of those weeks you bring him in, you have to go that week because he's going to make 100k. He made 80. He's now still got a 40 break even, which is pretty good. He takes on the Eels at Combank, the return. Then he takes on the Titans. Like, it's a good little run coming up. He doesn't play the first major bye, but that was sort of the thing. Like, you were taking a bit of a lower score against Melbourne in the wet. Like, it was a tough game. Obviously, Pappy got an 80 odd, but didn't goal kick as we expected. And then I already talked about Iongi. I'm happy to hold him. Let's have a look at around the grounds. I really don't want to because there's a couple of back rowers I really don't want to see how they went. Go to game day. Let's go to game day. I don't even want to see. But let's have a look. See. Obviously, okay, so yeah, the obvious trade out, Thomas Jenkins, I mean, he's coming straight in. He was obviously the target this week. Everybody's going to go him, but he's the play. He's a cheapie downgrade who looks really good. He's scoring well. Toto is now out for like a month, so it's even better job security. Kalamatangi, decent. Moale. Latrell Mitchell. So yeah, Latrell Mitchell apparently will be back this week, which will be interesting to see. Like, what do they actually drop Gray, or do they put Latrell to center? I think if there's a coach that would do it, I think it is Wayne Bennett. I think he is the guy to shift Mitchell to the centers, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting because I feel like how can you drop Gray with how good he's been? But yeah, I don't know. And also, they're missing outside backs. Like, they need outside backs. They're so depleted. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Also, Alex Johnston picked up another injury. So that's another guy down who just came back. Jamie Humphries, a bit of, fall from grace, 36. But, against Penrith, it is what it is. They obviously won comfortably, though, which, again, is crazy. Although Penrith, missing quite a few players, and also their team doesn't look the best, I will say. Jack Cole with a ton, Martin, Lindsay Smith. Like, I would have been so happy if I started with him, but like the other front row forwards are just better. Like, that's the thing. Lindsay Smith is killing it, but like Corey Horsburgh was like 200k less. Tino was, I think, the same price or slightly less. Terrell May was more expensive, so was Payne Haas, but they're scoring better. Like, it's a crazy year for front row. Like, Smith is getting like 70s at 500k. Well, he's probably like 600 now, but it was like, you wouldn't go him, but he's killing it. Jenkins obviously going to be brought in. Brian Toto out injured. Isaiah Yeo having a bit of a shocker this year, I'd say. I mean, still good footy-wise, but the Supercoach output not quite there. Not much else doing for Dane Laurie. Had a bit of a shocker. I mean, again, I wouldn't be shocked if they put Jenkins to fullback, but again, with Toto being out injured, you probably stick with Laurie unless Edwards comes back. But that's the Rabbits Penrith. Looking at the Roosters Titans, a couple of interesting guys here. So Tedesco, 83. It's good. It's definitely good. Angus Crichton. Damn, Angus Crichton scored 78. That's annoying. What's his price at? 700. It's a juicy price. I probably am going to use a third boost, and we can get in Campbell. We can we can downgrade to Jenkins, and then we have enough money to go any back rower. I think we'd even have enough to go Ali Katoa, but we could go Crichton, we could go Fafita. There are some juicy options. But yeah, Angus Crichton. What did he do this game? I feel like he didn't score a try. I don't think he did. 78 points. Not even that many tackles. Only 23 tackles. Bunch of tackle bars, bunch of offloads. That's what you want to see. I mean, 12, 12, and 12 offloads. What's he score? 55, 68, 62. I mean, he's been good, but obviously not what he can do. No tries yet, so that's a big factor. Bunch of missed points there. The offloads. He did have a line break. Decent amount of hit-ups. Yeah, I do like the Crichton pickup. Naf White killed it. Sia Wong 62. Another, like I talked about Sia Wong. Maybe I should go and fucking. I've been talking about Wong for a couple of weeks. He's just gonna get slipped. Like, I just can't go him. Like, there's just too many other options, and obviously I went Nicholson over Wong basically last week. So yeah, still not a bad little pickup a couple of weeks ago. Not much else doing there. Obviously Connor Watson will be back this coming week. Tino top scoring 77. Verrills very good. Fafita with a 65. Campbell with a 63. Brimson with a 63. Thermal with 50. Very popular cheapie. Well, not fucking cheapie. Player to plug in the centre wing like a Dylan Lucas. It's been very good. De Groot, I know there's quite a few people that went early on him. Didn't really understand it, but yeah, 21 points for De Groot. You wouldn't love it as a starting fullback. But what is... So, some very interesting ones here. Fafita, 686. Oh, he's got a 91 break. I mean, I think simply... Oh, it's going to be... If he's named to start this week, out of him and Crichton, that is tough. I'd probably go for Fafita. The Titans have a really good run coming up. They've had their bye. They don't play the first major bye, but there's every chance Fafita doesn't play Origin. You would expect Crichton to still make the blue side, even though he's not been in the best of form. He's still been very good. But yeah, if he doesn't get a start, I still think you can hold off on Fafita with the 91 break even. But if he gets a start, I think I'd pull the trigger. Jaden Campbell, he made 8k, so yeah, he had like a 60 break even. Now he's got a 39 break even. Again, the draw's great. I think Campbell is the 5'8 target. There's other decent options, but I think Campbell, he is the guy with the big ceiling. He does have some lower ones in him, but he's got the goal kicking. He's an attacking weapon. I love the Campbell pickup. And then, yeah, not much else for me. I'm not going to go Fermor or Brimson. That's fine. But yeah, a couple of big trade in there's potentially. The Dolphins Broncos. So, Max Plath. So, I'm pretty sure Plath moved back to the middle this game. And Gilbert moved to the edge, right? I'm pretty sure that's what happened, which I think looked a lot better. And if that continues going forward, then I think Plath is still a very good pickup. I'd like to see it again this week to see what happens. 600k is still very expensive, but like it might not be like that big a jump to go from fucking Mamazoulis or Tommy Starling up to Plath in a couple of weeks. If he's back to the middle of the field, which I think he should be, Gilbert, I don't understand. Why the fuck is Gilbert playing in the middle and Plath on the edge? Like, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they switched this week. I'm pretty sure Plath was playing at lock. Very good. Farnworth was in everything. 69 points, could have been like 150, which he was fucking... How many tackle busts did he have in this game? It seemed like he had just an insane amount. It's probably one of those ones where it wasn't quite as many as you think it was, but it felt like it was a lot. Can you work? There you go. Yeah, a lot. nine tackle busts, couple of offloads. I would love a Herbie as well. Like, so many runs. Just so many runs. A few errors. Like, no other attack. That's the thing. But yeah, I don't know when's a good time to pick up Herbie. He's at an okay price. And for, like, top echelon center wingers, he's probably at he is at a pretty good price. There's no one else really. I mean, Funufuaki was interesting at the start of the year, but no. Yeah, the Broncos... Gazewski back with a 59, actually played bigger minutes. Reece Walsh 56. You'd be mad if you had Walsh. He's just, I don't know, he's lost a bit of confidence, old Walsh. I think this game was actually pretty good by him though. There were definitely moments where he didn't force the pass. Like in previous weeks, there were times where he was getting jammed and he was forcing the pass. This week, I felt like he copped a couple of hits and just held the ball. I was pretty impressed there. He just reined it in slightly, which isn't good for Supercoach purposes, but I think it was good for Walsh overall. Cobbo, I was really tempted to start Cobbo at the start of the year, but it's one of those ones where they fucking just attack left. Cobbo sees no footy on the right-hand side. It's all Shibazaki and Arthurs, the absolute dynamic duo. Benny Hunt 34, Adam Reynolds 27. Quite a few people traded in Reynolds, which is fucking crazy. Honestly, Piacora is interesting if Gazewski gets injured. It'd be so cheap. Although the annoying thing is Ricky is out, I think, a couple of weeks with suspension. So Piacora is going to get a couple of starts and he could bump up in price, but it would have been handy if something happened, but yeah, it is what it is. Dragon Storm. So how did the Storm boys score? Holmes, yeah, there wasn't much doing for the Storm. The Dragons, sorry. The Storm, Ali Katoa, again, 77. Just an absolute monster. They're all around the same price. Fafita slightly less. Katoa slightly more. But out of these three, who was... I do think Katoa's the best. Actually, no, I think Fafita is the best. I probably do think Fafita and Crichton are slightly ahead of Katoa, but honestly, it's not by much. Katoa is really starting to just... He's just an absolute weapon. Like, he's just an absolute weapon. He just doesn't stop. Like, the base is good enough. He gets a lot of touches, and he's just a skillful big man. So, I don't know. I still probably lean for Feeder if he gets a start, but I do really want Katoa. Harry Grant got 70, so a little better than what he's been doing. Pappenhausen, okay, I know what happened. So I think they did give Pappenhausen an extra line break, which was very strange. It was definitely Munster that should have got the line break and Grant with the line break assist, but I think they gave Pappenhausen the line break and Munster the line break assist, so they switched that. Pappenhausen down to 65, so I feel better about not going Pappy. I still think he's a good play. He could score very well in the coming weeks. He could get the goal kicking back for sure. But yeah, the Storm, I don't know what to think about the Storm. I don't know. This is a very strange year of footy, I gotta be honest. It feels so open. I feel like a bunch of teams could win the comp. If they just find form at the end of the year, a fucking random team could win the comp this season. It could happen. It could be a very weird dark horse to snatch the comp. Or like just a couple of years ago when the Cowboys looked shocking and somehow made the grand final. Like, could be one of those years. Anyone else for the Storm? Not really. Utsukamanu continues to be a dud at the Storm. Supercoach-wise, also, I mean, footy-wise, he's also not doing that much as well. But yeah, I don't know. Not much else to talk about there. Cowboys Raiders, another upset. which is, it's not that big a surprise. I mean, Canberra going to Townsville, hot, humid conditions, it favours the Cows, and Clifford was good, Dearden was better, Drinkwater, Drinkwater could be the ultimate fucking pod play. Unfortunately, they take on Penrith this week, but after that, they do take on Penrith again, fucking annoying, but South, Gold Coast, New Zealand, Manly, they don't play the first bye, which is annoying again, but Drinkwater with the goal kicking, like, it's not a bad little shout. I still like the idea of it. I don't think I'd pull the trigger. I mean, you wouldn't do it this week. I still think bringing Ponga back is probably just the way to go, but yeah, I don't know. Drinkwater could be a bit of a pod play soon. Anyone else? Obviously, Purdue did decently. That's pretty much it. The Raiders, Tarpany was very strong, but is he getting suspended again? Fucking idiot. He just keeps doing it to himself. Tamale bounced back with a 78, so that's good for owners. Horsburgh still went well. Nicholson and Starling both mids, mid-40s. It is what it is. Yeah, not much else. What is Timoko? Dude, what? I didn't understand Timoko. He's still 530, but like, he started the year well, actually, 83 and 80, but he just, I don't know. I feel like he should be way more Supercoach relevant. He just doesn't see the football. I feel like in that game, he didn't touch the ball once. You know what? I need to look. I saw him run the ball, I think, in the second half, and I was like, holy shit, I feel like that's the first run he's taken. How many runs did he actually... It wasn't many. Like, this one would kill, like, Raiders fans, surely. Quite a few tackles. I mean, he's still got 6 points in tackle bust, surprisingly. Yeah, I mean, he took a few runs, I guess, but not as much as you would like. I feel like it was less than that, but, they're the stats. Sharks, Bulldogs. Oh, God. I really don't want to even look. Fuck you. McInnes, Fanor Blake, once again, 78 points. Played big minutes in this one. Kale Iro, who I was very tempted to bring in instead of like a Gutho as just a really solid option. I'm glad I didn't, because he fucking did his hemi. He still scored a try, so it didn't kill people as much as it could have, but now he's gone. Nico Hines, I was also very close to going instead of Gutho, but 60 points again. I mean, the Sharks were pretty poor in this one. The Dogs were great, but I don't know. I keep thinking that Nico is still going to be a must-have soon, but is he just not? He might just not be. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the Sharks. I don't know how they get... There's a Shark Park as well. What happened? The Dogs are really good, but like, this is a game that they had to like play better, right? The Dogs missing some key players. I don't know. I mean, again, you got to give credit to the Doggies, but yeah, just the Sharks did not match them at all. Jesse Ramian, Stone Street, Brayley, Niokora. Fuck Niokora. Niokora did the exact same thing last year. He started very expensive. He had a shocking start to the year, scoring really badly. And then by halfway point, everybody started bringing him in, and he just went on an absolute tear. Is it going to happen again? I don't know. It doesn't look like it will, but there's every chance it could. Talakai with a -1, unfortunately for him. Microsoft, can you fuck off, bro? What are you doing? Then the Doggies, Preston. Oh my God. I still cannot believe they shifted him to the left side this week. Why couldn't you do it last week? Why couldn't you do it last week when Kickow was out then? Like, I don't understand why you do this to me. If he played left last week, there's every chance he would have looked far better, because they just give better balls to their left side. And I would have been like, you know what? He's getting good footy. Even if he didn't score that well, like, people will look at this and be like, why did you trade Preston out? But if you watched him in the first few weeks, it was a pretty obvious it wasn't an obvious trade out, but going like him to Tino was pretty obvious, right? he was just a tackle bot. He was not getting any football. He scored a lucky try in one of the games with a ricochet off a kick. He still looked good when he had the footy, but just no football was going to him. Then he goes to the left, and all of a sudden, just the lines, the passing. He took one from behind the back and fucking... Oh my God. Don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me. What is his price? Yeah, I can't go back to him. Fuck him. He's dead to me. Preston's fucking dead to me. Oh, I'm going to be death riding him the whole damn year now. What a shocker. It makes me mad because I was keen to start with him too. I was pretty hyped to start with him at a pretty good price, but nope. Sherry 99, Crichton, Tracy, still a popular centre wing option. He's doing pretty well. Anyone else? Not really too much doing there. Seagulls, Eels. It's not a whole lot in this one. Lehigh Opawade does come into a little bit of calculation now. The Seagulls still have... It's still a pretty... Is it a good draw still? Maybe not, actually. I mean, they still play quite a few at Four Pines, but Storm, Sharks, Dragons, good one. Penrith Sharks again. Does play the first bye, but I mean... Well, fuck. I mean, Tommy isn't going to play Origin, surely. They can't pick him for Origin. Are you going to get Tommy over fucking the buys? Oh, God. If Tom's not playing Origin and he's back over the buys, do you have to bring him back in? Oh, Jesus Christ. Never again has turned into maybe, but but I don't know. I think Hopawade, I do love him as well. Similar to Tuapiki, I just love watching him play. He's an absolute gun, but I think I'm going to not look to go him. I do love him at fullback, though. It is tempting. I don't know, that draw. Although the Storm's defense is not that good. And then Penrith also... It's not Penrith of old. So it's a different season to look at for sure. Olakwatu, Garrick. Not much else really to talk about. Oh, our boy Tommy, 24. Thanks for coming. And then the Eels, often Gowie top score. Dylan Brown with a 56. I just think Campbell is the guy to get. Zach Lomax with a 50. Kartonga, obviously a cheapie potential pickup this week. He's made 30k. Got a -2 break even. I think I'm gonna let him go. I've definitely gone strong on the money making at this point. Like, there's gonna be cheapies come up. Obviously, we're going Jenkins this week, but Kartonga, the points aren't just there. I think he's not necessarily a trap, but I don't think he's going to be a slam dunk. If you got no other major trades to make, then I think going to like a Kartonga is not the worst. But yeah, not for me. Not for me, even if he does still have the spot. I don't think so. Iongi there with the 35. It is what it is. Yeah, not much else doing. And then the final game of the round, once again, fucking Seyfarth with an 81. It could have been so different too. He copped a pretty... I can't believe he didn't go for a fucking HIA. He copped a pretty nasty knock like early in the game, like early in the first half. I can't believe they didn't take him for a head injury assessment. Obviously, I wasn't hoping there was anything wrong, but part of me was like, oh, he's going to get 15 minutes off here, you beauty. But no, they didn't even take him off. I couldn't believe it. But Polly, 96, looked really fucking good. Terrell May, I think he played the 80 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. He played 80 minutes for 92. Jesus Christ, the front row is so locked. Seyfarth, he's dead to me as well. Lucky Galvin, 57. Not much else to talk about. The Warriors, so Wade Egan was very good for an 86. Even Fisher Harris has been really good as well to start the year. He's been scoring sensationally. He's bumped up a lot from Penrith. So another guy that you could have had like how much was he? Like 500, 550? He's been very good. Aaron Clark looked really strong. I got to be honest, like I'm not going to go Clark now. He's already made 60k, but yeah, he looked really good. He played big minutes. Obviously Walker not at the club anymore. He bumped up to 50 minutes. Yeah, I'm not going to go him now, but yeah, very, very solid for Aaron Clark. Metcalf, Barnett. What is Barnett? He's going to be dropping price rapidly. He's down to 580. He could be an okay pickup in a few weeks, potentially, although he's just not scoring. Yeah, it must have been Halasima, who had that runaway try, was outstanding. What a run that was. That was bloody brilliant. Was it him or Vaimaga? They both scored pretty well. They played bigger minutes, so hopefully the people that had one of these guys as a cheapie did not trade them out, because they both played bigger minutes and they looked really good. But yeah, it was Halasima. But both really strong, honestly. And then Torpiki, Buntiafoa. Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, that's the weekly wrap. Again, looking at, so we got almost 500k. We're gonna make 250 going Torpiki down to Jenkins. We can then go Dewey to Campbell, and then we can go Emre Gula to any of the back rowers. And there's three. There's three that, they're tempting. Obviously, if Fafita's not starting, then obviously he's a no-go. But Fafita, Katoa, Crichton. It's going to be interesting. I feel like our team is going to be pretty strong after that. Obviously, you know what? I fucking completely forgot. We need to get rid of Trebojevic for fucking Ponga. Ah, shit. That's on. You know what? That's probably fine. Oh, but I would like Campbell. So I guess we don't have to trade for one of the big back rowers this week. Yeah, okay. Fuck, I forgot all about Trebojevic. He's obviously one trade, getting Jenkins, and it's either going Campbell or one of the big back rowers. We'll toss up who we're looking at. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Hopefully you had a far better week than I did. We can all laugh at our misfortunes, laugh at my misfortunes. But yeah, that's Supercoach, baby. We love it and we hate it. So hopefully you guys are enjoying. Make sure to like and comment. I'll see you guys in the next one.